Today I'll show you how to write function in MATLAB. So now here first I'm talking about inline function, MATLAB inline function tutorial. So what is inline function means it is also inline function also known as anonymous function or concise one line function defined on fly. They are useful for quick calculation and short task. Okay, so it is like a one line function that can useful for quick calculation and also do some short task. So now what is the syntax for creating inline function? So first is function handle is equal to @ then you have in bracket input 1, input 2, as many you can give, and then you have to write the function expression. Now function handle means you have to write the function name or whatever name you want to put here, and then @ and you have to put in the bracket, you have to put the input variable and then expression. Okay, now I am giving one example here. So here one example is given here. So suppose you want to write one function that is actually calculate two variable a plus b. So now here you can directly take that and put in that MATLAB software. So now again I am going to the MATLAB software, and I'm using here I'll use that new live script, so it will be very useful to that see the results side by side. Now here I'm putting that. So this is the MATLAB. Okay, so now here this is the addition function is equal to, this is the name of the function, addition function @ a comma b, a plus b. So this is the expression. Okay, now this is the inline function. Now if I call this function means we have to take the function name, okay, and then you have to put the variable. Suppose I want to calculate the addition 5 and 6. Okay, so that's like 5 and then you have to give 6, like similar way that input. So now here this is the function name and then input. Now if you do that and if you run that, so you will get that answer 11. So this is a inline function. Okay, and another example I can give that. So here that you can call like that way also. Suppose if you call like that, whatever written here, so you will get here also you can see the result. So here you have to put the single inverted comma. Okay, so this is single inverted comma. Now if you run that, okay, so you will get the result, display this. Okay, so now if you put that, you don't have to put this one and this one. Okay, then I think you will get that, or maybe you can put this. Okay, so here this one and this one. Okay, so maybe that will give the result. So here if you put like that, okay, number string, if you do that, I hope why it is giving display of x. Now if I do that, if I run, you'll get the result. Okay, so fix it. If you fixed it is like that, some syntax, so you'll get that sum of this is equal to 8. Okay, so that way you can get the inline function. Now again another example I can take that. So this is the one example. Another example, suppose if you want to get inline function for squaring, right? Suppose if you want to do that, so you can write like that, square function is equal to this. If you write here, okay, so like this. Now if I call this function like so, square function, I want to square of 5 square I want to calculate. So here you have to put the 5, then you will get, if you run that, you will get 25. Okay, so this is the querying function. Okay, now similar way you can do many things. Okay, square value of this, suppose value is 4, so you can directly get that. So suppose value is 4, and if you put that, if you want to calculate something like that, okay, so if you do that, so square function value, so if you do that, you'll also get something. Okay, so here you don't have to put that semicolon, then you will get the result. Square value is 16. So like that way you can use the inline function. So I'll show you many more things in inline function. So that is the way. Now here another function, multiplication function. Suppose you want to multiply with x and y, so you can write one function like that. So okay, I'll delete all this. Okay, so now here suppose you want to create one multiply function. Okay, so now x and y is the input and x into y is the expression. Now you call this multiply function. Okay, so here you can call, and then you have to put the variable, input variable, whatever variable input, here two input variable is required. Now here you have to give, suppose 5 into 4, or 5 and 4 I want to multiply, so that will give 20. So now this is the beauty of the inline function. Now another way also you can create the function. For that you have to take you have to create that function in .m file. So here function output, so here introduction to function. So here it is not that only it is you can use that, but for suppose you have multiple function and you have some specific variable, so how do you do that? Like here function in MATLAB are block of code perform a specific task. They help organize code, promote reusability and enhance the readability. Now here how to write that? So function output is equal to function name, then you have to input, and then you can take any input here, and then function body perform operation using input, assign result to the output variable, and now I am showing one example here. Now here again suppose you want to add number. So earlier I use that inline function. Now for here you have to use something like that. For that what you have to do is, so here you have to create, so go to the home and here you have to get new script. Okay, so for this new script you have to write like that. Okay, so first you have to write function, then result, then add number. Add number is the, this is the result is the output, and this is the function name add numbers, and this is the input a and b, and result is equal to a and b. Now you have to save that first. Save. If you save that, automatically it will tell that add number.m, so that is save. Okay, now you can call this function from command window. Okay, so now here you have to call command window means add number here. Okay, and then you have to give, suppose I want to calculate 4, 3 and 5. Okay, I want to add that. Now if you do that, so you will get that. Okay, so now there is a two ways you can use inline. Another is you have to create .m file in the particular that function name. Okay, and then you can call in the command window. It will give that the result, means after calculating it will give the result. So there are two ways you can do that. Again you can do another function. Suppose here you want to calculate the powers or numbers. Suppose again same thing. So for that again you have to create another new script file. Okay, then you have to put all this. This is the function name, then okay, so this is the one function. So here two output, one is square and another is cube. So calculate powers of the number, right? Suppose you want to square root of that number and cubic root of the number. Okay, so if you if you do that, so now for that first you have to save this function calculate power, and then you just call that function. Like here you want to get two output, so you have to take all this. Okay, and then here you have to put the number. Suppose you want to calculate 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 3. So if you want to do that, you will and enter. So you will get square will be 4 and cubic will be 8. So that way you can write one function, that is function name is calculate power.m. So another way you can do that here. So suppose if you want to calculate, okay, so suppose if you do that, like this function actually define a function with default values. Okay, so that way also you can do. So like here you can do that. Okay, so you write here, okay, this is, and here if else statement is there. So function, then result is the output, and power. Here two variables, okay, two input variable, base and exponent. Suppose if you give only one, okay, then it will take the default value. Okay, so this is exponent 2, and if you 2, so then it will take base and exponent, right? And end result will be like that. If that margin, so here you have to use margin less than 2, so that exponent is 2, that is default value. So base will take and exponent will be 2 value, and then it will calculate. Okay, now we can save. That will be the power with default, save, and then you have to call that result is equal to this. Suppose if you do that, if you take base is equal to 2, and if you don't put that exponent, it will give the result, okay, 4. Even if you take that something like this 2 comma 2, actually 2 is the exponent is default value, you will get the same result. But if you put something 2 here 3, so you will get different result. Okay, so now that way you can create function. So that two ways you can do that. Now we'll do some problem, a good example now here. Suppose you want to write this function. So fx is equal to x square plus 3 plus x. So this is the inline function. Now here I want to calculate this one. So consider a nonlinear equation fx is equal to something, and I want to calculate f2, and suppose I want to calculate fz. So now how to do that? So here I can use the inline function, so that will be better. Now for that I want to use that live script file. Okay, so here, okay, so now for the live script I don't need that command window. So now here, so fx is equal to something like that. Okay, I can put that. So fx means you have to write the name of the function, then add the rate. You have to inline function I am writing, add the rate fx. Okay, and then you have to write this. Okay, so x square. Okay, now if it is a vector default, you have to put dot. Okay, so this is MATLAB is a very case sensitive. So then minus, then 4 into x, 4 into, then before that dot. Okay, and plus 3. Now this is my inline function. Now we can calculate. So fx of 2 we can calculate easily. You can see that minus 1. Now here that I am to calculate z. So for that we have to take a linspace or colon. So z is equal to something like 0 colon 1 colon 100. Okay, so we can do that. We'll get that 101, and then we can calculate fx of something z. Okay, we'll get that value, all this value. Now if you take 10 element only, so you'll get that something like 0 10 20 something like that. You will get that at 0 it will be 3, or you can take 5. Okay, so you take 5 also, you can get something like that. So 0 5 like that, or you can also for that 0 3 5 8, it is like that. You can do that, use the inline function. Okay, that way you can do that. Now another example I can want to do that. Okay, so consider the nonlinear equation. I want to I have to create 3 inline function, and then I have to plot that 3 function together. So how do you do that? So this is very easy, and take 10 points. So I am using again, suppose, okay, so first I am creating this one x. I have to take 10 points. So for that I am taking x is equal to linspace. Okay, so now I am deleting that linspace, and then it will be 0 to 100 and 10 points. I want to take 10 points. Okay, so before that, if any variables are there, so we can clear screen clear all, so no variable will be there. So here workspace, if we put that and if we run, so no variable will be there, so except this new variable x. Now I'm going to create that 3 function. So first is function 1, f1 is equal to at the rate, x is the one input variable, and then a function expression is x square minus 4x plus 3, x square minus 4 into x plus 3. So for that again we have to put dot, otherwise because it is a vector line, a row vector, and for that we want to do that point to point multiplication. Then f2 is actually this function x cube 4x squared plus 3. I'm taking that same thing, x cube, so this will be cube and this will be square plus 3, and then another is 4x plus 3, the straight line. Okay, so f3 is equal to, so at the rate that will be there, and this is 4x plus 3, correct? I think 4x plus 3. So yeah, now if I want to call f1 of this x, and if I run, then I'll get the answer. Okay, so this is the answer. If I took f2 of x, I'll get the answer. Okay, if I take f3 of x, I'll get the answer. Okay, now I can plot that. Plot, it is like that, x comma f1x, then x comma f2x, then x comma f3x. If I do that, f3x, okay, here comma, if I do that, I'll get the plot. Wait, yeah, so only two plots are it is visible, but other plots are not visible. So for that, if I put x limit or y limit, y lim, and then if I put something like that, something maybe minus 10 to the power 5, right? 10 e5 to 10 5, something like that. So okay, so I can see that result. Maybe it is outside. Okay, minus 1 minus 5, okay, this is outside. Maybe if I put, not minus, this is plus, right? This is plus. Okay, this is also, if I take minus, if I take that, can I get that? Yes, I can get that. So but it should be very small, something like that, then only will get that. Okay, so that way you can also plot. So here three plot actually given, so one is red, another blue, and this. So we have to do something like that, then only, even if I plot, I can change the that limit, and if we change that limit, we can see nothing is there. Okay, it is out of the limit. Okay, so then we can trial and error and we can get that. Okay, so now here we can see one plot also, so that way we can do that, we can do the plotting. Okay, so now actually we know how to write function. So that's it for today. Next class maybe I'll talk about the looping.